Christian Dior is not just a name in the world of fashion, it represents an entire era, symbolizing sophistication, luxury, and timeless elegance. But how did Dior become the king of fashion? How did a boy from the small French town of Granville become one of the most influential figures in the fashion industry? Today, we embark on a fascinating journey through Dior's life and creative path to understand what made his style legendary and how his legacy continues to inspire the fashion world. It all began on January 21st, 1905, in Granville, on the coast of Normandy. Born into a wealthy family, thanks to his father's successful business, young Christian was fascinated by art and nature from an early age. Flowers, which would play a crucial role in his future collections, became his source of inspiration even then. Despite his love for art, Dior's family envisioned a different future for him. His father insisted on a diplomatic career, and Christian, bowing to pressure, enrolled in the prestigious political science school in Paris. It wasn't his choice, but this education gave him not only an excellent academic background, but also refined manners that would help him later in his career. However, his passion for art eventually prevailed. In 1928, after completing his studies, Dior opened his first art gallery in Paris. The gallery showcased works by renowned artists such as Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque. For the young Dior, the gallery became a haven of creativity, but soon his life took a personal and financial downturn. The Great Depression of 1929 ruined his father's business, and the family lost its fortune. Soon after, Dior's mother and brother passed away. The gallery had to be closed, and the young designer found himself in a desperate situation, without money or a clear future. Despite everything, Dior didn't give up. He began making a living by selling his fashion sketches, initially for pennies. His remarkable artistic talent didn't go unnoticed, and in the early 1930s, he started working for prominent Parisian designers such as Robert Piguet and Lucien Lelong. This was a critical step in Dior's development as a designer. Here, he learned the intricacies of creating collections and strengthened his sense of style. However, true recognition and success came to Dior only after World War II. The year 1946 marked a turning point in his life. With financial support from French textile magnate Marcel Boussac, Dior founded his own fashion house. He had only one chance, and he made the most of it. On February 12, 1947, Dior presented his first collection, which forever changed the fashion world. This day went down in fashion history as the birth of the new look, a revolutionary style that both shocked and delighted at the same time. Dior's designs sharply contrasted with the utilitarian fashion that had dominated during the war. His dresses featured narrow waists, wide skirts, and emphasized femininity. It was a bold move, bringing back luxury and glamour to a post-war world still governed by strict norms and fabric restrictions. But Dior wouldn't be Dior if he hadn't taken risks. This new look became an instant sensation. The term "new look" was coined by Harper's Bazaar editor Carmel Snow, who exclaimed after the show, "It's a completely new look." Indeed, Dior introduced the world to a new vision of womanhood, strong, elegant, and luxurious. His designs didn't just dress women, they elevated them, making them symbols of refined beauty and strength. This style embodied women's desire to break free from austerity and return to a life filled with color and grace. However, not everyone immediately embraced this revolution. In post-war Europe, where fabrics were still in short supply, many criticized Dior for extravagance. Some even accused him of trying to revert women to traditional gender roles by emphasizing passivity and decorative beauty. Yet, despite the criticism, Dior's success was overwhelming. Just a year after his first collection, he opened a boutique in New York, and his first perfume, Miss Dior, named after his sister Catherine, became another symbol of elegance. Dior's collections didn't just restore women's beauty, they were also a brilliant business move. Christian was not only an artist but also a savvy entrepreneur. He expanded his brand by adding accessories, shoes, handbags, and perfumes to his clothing line. In doing so, he laid the foundation for a complete wardrobe for his clients. He famously said, "A dress without perfume is incomplete." creating fragrances that, like his dresses, highlighted femininity and individuality. By the mid-1950s, the House of Dior had become the most influential brand in the fashion world. His clientele included stars like Rita Hayworth, Marlene Dietrich, Edith Piaf, and even royalty. Princess Margaret, one of the most influential figures in the British royal family, commissioned a dress from Dior for her 21st birthday. And this dress became a symbol of style and elegance, winning the hearts of millions of women worldwide. Dior's success was immense, but his personal life was fraught with tragedy. In 1957, at the height of his fame, Christian Dior suddenly died of a heart attack at the age of 52. The fashion world was stunned by the news. However, his legacy lived on, thanks to the young Yves Saint Laurent, who became Dior's successor and continued to develop his ideas while maintaining the brand's spirit. Today, the House of Dior remains a symbol of luxury and elegance. Over the years, the brand has been led by many outstanding designers, including Marc Bohan, John Galliano, Raf Simons, and Maria Grazia Chiuri, the first woman to hold the position of creative director. Each brought something unique to the brand, but the essence of Dior, its commitment to femininity, elegance, and perfection, has remained unchanged. Under Maria Grazia Chiuri's leadership, Dior is experiencing a new era. She has brought a more modern interpretation of femininity to the brand, focusing on feminism and equality. Her collections are inspired by both the history of the house and the contemporary woman, who is both strong and gentle. This is a fresh take on Dior's legacy, where tradition meets modern-day challenges. We can't overlook the globalization of the brand. Over the past several decades, Dior has successfully expanded its influence across all continents, becoming an integral part of the global fashion industry. This is a brand that not only follows trends, but creates them. Today, Dior's products include clothing, accessories, perfumes, cosmetics, and much more. Dior items are sold in the most luxurious boutiques around the world, and the brand itself remains a symbol of high class and inimitable style. But what truly makes Dior great? It's not just his incredible collections and stunning designs, it's his philosophy of beauty which underpins every creation. Dior once said, "My goal is not only to make women beautiful, but to make them happy." And this sense of happiness, confidence, and strength that his dresses gave women became the foundation of his success. Today, more than 70 years after the creation of his first collection, Christian Dior's legacy continues to live on in every runway show, every fragrance, and every accessory. His philosophy of beauty and elegance still inspires designers all over the world, and his impact on the fashion industry cannot be overstated. Christian Dior is a name that embodies luxury, style, and elegance. His journey to worldwide fame was filled with ups and downs, but the result was the creation of one of the most influential fashion houses in history. How did Dior become the king of fashion? How did one man redefine femininity and set new standards of beauty? This journey began long before the famous House of Dior was founded. Christian Dior was born on January 21, 1905, in Granville, on the Normandy coast, into a wealthy family. His father owned a successful manufacturing business, and the family lived comfortably. However, from a young age, Dior was more interested in art than in business. Young Christian was captivated by flowers and nature, which would later be reflected in his collections. He loved everything related to beauty, from architecture to art. Despite this, at his father's insistence, Dior enrolled in a prestigious school of political science, where he studied diplomacy. The family saw his future as a diplomat, but Christian himself felt his calling was in creativity. In 1928, after completing his studies, Dior opened his first art gallery in Paris, where works by renowned artists such as Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque were exhibited. However, the Great Depression of the late 1920s devastated his father's business, and the family lost its fortune. This marked a turning point in Dior's life. The gallery had to be closed, and Christian found himself on the verge of poverty. For a time, he was even forced to sleep on friends' floors. But despite the hard times, Dior didn't give up. He began selling his fashion sketches for just a few cents and gradually found work in the world of fashion. His fashion journey began as an assistant to prominent designers like Robert Piguet and Lucien Lelong. Working with these masters helped Dior develop his sense of style and secure his place in the fashion world. However, true success came to him only after World War II, when in 1946, with the support of millionaire Marcel Boussac, Dior founded his own fashion house. February 1947 was a groundbreaking moment for Dior. It was then that he presented his first collection, which stunned the world and literally revolutionized the fashion industry. This show went down in history as the debut of the new look. Dior's designs featured narrow waists, a focus on femininity, and voluminous skirts, symbolizing a return to luxury and glamour after the austere war years when fabrics were in short supply and fashion was purely functional. Dior's style was revolutionary. He not only changed fashion trends but gave women back the chance to feel beautiful and feminine again. The collection quickly became popular among women worldwide, and Dior became synonymous with luxury. However, not everyone was thrilled with Dior's new style. Many believed that his designs used too much fabric in the context of post-war scarcity. Some critics accused him of extravagance, and there were even protests against his fashion in the United States. Nevertheless, despite the criticism, Dior's success continued to grow. Thank you for your attention, and do not forget to subscribe our channel.